fully geared up and ready to go. And coming into it with just the strangest Anubis game, right? Because it didn't feel like all of them were having like bad aim days. I have to say, CT side, I thought Nelly made some really good decisions as the A anchor. I thought Wes Mellon had some great moments. Obviously, he was the one with the numbers on. X-Pro had some great moments as well. So it didn't look like aim-wise they were just all over the place, but it's just a strange way to start where you feel like, hey, I should be doing better than this, but I'm just not.
Well, we're going to have to find out diving into Vertigo. And T-sides were going to be the main talking point for this because there were some great successes from both teams when it came to their attacking side. So Lynn will want to get off to a good start. And it all starts with a pistol, as every game does. It can really set the tone, can help build the confidence, can build up a nice buffer as well before we start getting into rifle versus rifle rounds. No kits here for Rare Adam, so if Lynn do get decided to, or do get a plant down over towards the A bomb side, or B, it's very possible that Rare Adam would be trapped by the time. And the fact they've got so much damage onto Kaze is going to force them back, but Lynn aren't going to commit off of that. You can see that they're re-aggressing over towards the B side instead.
At the same time, Rare Adam are also actually starting to rotate back over. So it seems like the read is very much there. Mercury is given a full outlook. Some brave flashbang out. People get some good damage up and not the frag. With that, forced to back off. Lynn Vision don't have time to rotate, so they will have to commit. Meanwhile, JamYoung is concerned about mid, but he's got that kill and another to boot. JamYoung finally taken down. Nelly. Oh, wait, Starry actually found 3 in the meanwhile. Might have gotten a little bit lost in the numbers there, but Mercury chasing after them. 24 seconds on the clock. They've managed to get the bomb away. He'll have a tall order in front of him. Remember, no kits, like Michael pointed out, but there's still plenty of time before the bomb will be planted. Lots of angles to clear out, but the missed shot from Starry and Mercury peeking right back over into him has found the frag. Nelly's not got much HP, and if he goes for a long-range angle, remember, he's only got a Glock, so he's not going to have that one headshot that you normally do. He has to play it closer to it, and he knows it. It's one bullet or bust for him, and he will get it done. Nelly! What a shot coming out from him.
Great heads-up play there from Nelly, and good stuff to see from Starry, getting those 3 kills to make that round even feasible. You know, them making that play and calling themselves away from the B bomb site after taking majority control. You know, they had a numbers advantage that they could try and leverage as well, but they didn't want to leave it to chance. Instead, they had to leave it in Nelly's hands, which is not the way they sort of planned that entire attack out, but... yeah, you totally read the situation correct. You know, low HP, playing a more orthodox angle, you're almost asking for trouble. So, put him out. They're off to a flying start now. X-Pro, 3 kills with the Galil. I'm sure there wasn't any investment here from Rare Adam, but very organized in the way he went for each of those fights. So even if he did die, it wouldn't have been too bad. So X-Pro farms 4 in the anti-eco.
Quick question, because I definitely got a little bit lost in the minimap. Just goes to remind you guys, second day back from who's playing mid-cons on Rare Adam and gun rounds? Because like I thought it was JamYoung, and then turns out I just completely misread the map, and JamYoung's on the B bomb side.
Yeah, no, I think it's usually...
Messiah?
Well, I don't know if I would... Yeah. I don't know that that's information I'm very honed into.
Okay.
Definitely familiar with JamYoung on B Advent as well. So, might just be about what they want to do in rounds. Mercury choosing the more aggressive of the pairing. That was taking a lot of room, though, and we talked about the match. Nelly out a clutch when they really needed it the most, and all that damage that's done, that they can finish off the business, but not even needed. Molotov from West Mellon, and the spam is right on the money. They are still fighting this. There's so much chaos with these smokes down. They just get nothing from it. Nelly gets 2 kills, round those smokes, and Mercury's all that's left, and he's scrapped. He has nowhere to go. He's getting 1 extra kill, and he'll deliver on doing that. And now he has to run.
Might be given a chance to save the M4 at the very least, but Lynn Vision just getting explosive over towards the B bomb side. Westmelon once again repeating his feat. Right entries as they plot into the bomb site. Good to see him maintain that form, but more importantly, nice to see Nelly getting into things as well. Last time these guys played against each other, Nelly had a bit of a poor performance. That's one of the big reasons why Lynn Vision weren't able to pull it across the finish line. You know, everything's going to count in a 16-13, but Nelly, not a player who I would personally be expecting to go missing as badly as he did that time open.
Yeah, so many different players that you can really look to. One of the strengths that we've honed in on for Rare Adam, but yeah, Nelly has been a bit up and down. He's had some very good games, but he's also had some games where he has gone missing. But young player who is the newest addition to Lynn Vision, there might be some growing pains. Half by here for Rare Adam. They want to implement this stack, and they are being cautious about what
any real
time
chances
they
over
try and
here
exploit
for
it with. Westmelon does find the first.
Yeah, that's his expert coming in, tries to line them up, good damage dealt, but loses his life in the process. It's an AK recovered. I don't know how likely it is that it'll be preserved, but hey, even some more damage would be nice.
One on three here for Kaze. A little bit of a connection issue, so I do apologize there, folks. Not a round that they were anticipating winning in any respect anyway, so all good here for Lynn Vision, continuing to hammer in, especially these kills over towards the B-bomb site. Since they've received some pressure over at A, decided they could go elsewhere. Kaze escaping with this AK would certainly be nice. He should be allowed to do so as well. Not exactly anybody hunting directly for him. Terrorists win. This is exactly the kind of round we wanted to see out of Lynn Vision. Or I guess this is the type of start we wanted to see out of them, just based on the fact that things didn't look too great on Anubis. So to now have Vertigo go off to such a flying start, it's lovely to see that Lynn Vision have come in with that reset focus that we were hoping for. And I guess coming into these next few gun rounds, that's really going to be where this gets most important, because Rare Adam aren't going to take this kind of abuse lying down.
Could be crucial. Rare Adam start bouncing back here now. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Mercury. Trying to fight back. I'm always, I always have a bit of a chuckle whenever we have situations where in the old days the M4A1 would just be used to spam, and then sometimes people just get shot back at it and they're just like, what? This hasn't been happening for about a year and a half now. Apex had a few of those moments.
That's not fair. They can see me through the smoke with tracers? Yeah, certainly people reacclimatizing, I think, how those weapons will work. But it's been nice to see it back in action. Love me a bit of proper spray control, and the extra 30 bullets can really enable for certain plays like it. There is a real silence here from Lynn Vision. There are some utilities exchanged, but no real presence made, and you can see their mid is going to be their focus, slowly making their way through. And it's not as though Rare Adam are in great positions to really address this. They should pull over towards the idea of it being an A or a B centric play. JamYoung's going to be injured as a result of this. Advent still holding in front over towards main, but JamYoung as well dancing with Starry, and they have time on their side. 20 seconds. It had just by a few more seconds That was all that was needed from these Rare Adam players. And with that bomb being dropped, 10 seconds left as well, Starry has to go in with a real sense of urgency. And those 2 kills are very desperate, very needed. But Starry gets the kill on the AWP. The quick switch on 1 HP to survive this round, and a 5th for Lynn Vision. It is ridiculous they get away with that.
I cannot believe that Starry gets that full quad kill in the process of all of that chaos and everything. It looked like they'd messed up too badly, that they just wouldn't be able to get anything out of that situation once Westmelon died and the bomb was dropped with that little time. The pincer looked perfect, but only until Westmelon hadn't fallen, and the Starry comes through, recovers the entire round. I mean,
yeah,
might even be willing to say Kaze might have overcommitted a little bit.
Yeah, super chaotic, and you could see as well with the fact that they realized that there was only 20 seconds left, and JamYoung was trying to hold them off. They were trying so desperately to constantly make sure that that bomb could not make its way to the site. But in an effort to do so, yeah, you're probably right. You know, there's probably an overcommitment to that idea, you know, ending up in a post plant where one person out of the pairing for the Lynn Vision players is encumbered by the fact they need to dial in digits. That's actually an advantage you can sometimes work around. It's sometimes how teams will actually approach these late round scenarios when they know they have to commit to the plant. That man is a sitting duck, and they can just isolate the one player that has their gun raised. But yeah, the urgency, the chaos, the fact that they didn't actually have, I think, a good read on how the Ts were going to attack that round all leads to errors creeping in, and Lynn Vision exploiting that, albeit by the skin of their teeth. Which is, it's quite funny, because I think when we see Rare Adam against some of the best teams in Asia, I think when we look at them in the regular ESL Challenger League, and there's a larger field of teams, there's actually more instances where Rare Adam feel like they've been caught off by a hidden strategy or something they weren't expecting, right? But when it comes to fighting against a Tai Lu or a Lynn Vision or an IHC, I actually feel as though Advent has very solid reads on where his team should be, especially on CT sides. They almost always have like a stack in the right bomb site, for example.
Yeah.
So a rare instance where Advent hasn't downloaded their strat book and read what they're going to do beforehand.
I mean, maybe he just put too much thought into that one Anubis down the head, like, Nelly will not rotate away until that 40-second. Oh, wait, there's a best of 3?
We got more maps to play?
No, I mean, look, at the same time, I'm sure Lynn Vision have also done more than their fair share of homework as well. Let's not forget that these guys don't necessarily have always the same visibility on the brain power, because I think we associate them a lot more with aggression, faster plays, things like this. But sort of the areas of attack that they manage to identify from series to series does change quite frequently, and they do an incredibly good job of that, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly sort of this clash of the styles does end up shaping out. Obviously, so much history even in just the past few weeks for these guys, as they did continue playing out over the player break. So always fun to see.
Yeah, I really want to see this be the year we have more, I think, more competition within the Asia region. Because while I was happy for IHC making back-to-back majors, it did feel like Rare Adam have been the best team in the region for quite some time, but then they'd somehow miss out on the opportunity to fight internationally. So making it to ESL Pro League is a good stage to do exactly that. You know, it's not as though they've shied away from opportunities like this in the past. They've not always impressed. You know, I think that's always what we always have to bear in mind when we look at smaller regions versus bigger regions. Albeit the Asia region is quite large, but from a Counter-Strike point of view, it's not had the most amount of growth. Certainly more so over the sort of COVID era, weirdly enough. Especially in the Mongolian region. It's part of the reason I think the upcoming RMRs for the Asia region are going to be in Mongolia, so that's all very cool.
It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, I want to see this be another year of growth, because we've had milestones accomplished for quite some time, but then it felt like we went back a few steps.
I think we
lost ground.
I'll continue on that point in just a bit, because right now Mercury is about to have some action back in the scaffoldings. He's gotten aggressive a few times over, gone for the crossover, but now playing a little bit more tempered. No utility on Rare Adam as far as incendiaries are concerned. So it will be more difficult to actually get out of a difficult situation if you want to get aggressive here. We'll just have to fight your way out.
Been very fixated in the middle. Seeing the bomb site has really been from this area, and yeah, there hasn't been a dedicated player in charge of it for Rare Adam. You can see JamYoung trying his best to keep track of it, but he lost his site player in Advent, and JamYoung dies just as quickly. This is a save call almost instantly for Rare Adam.
Again, just to reiterate what I was saying before, Lynn are so good at finding sort of the areas to focus and target, isolating out mid like that, just making sure that Advent is momentarily distracted. And this is one of the big reasons why I'm actually I hate it when you have IGLs who are anchors, personally, because I think at any given point, if there's like a rotation, if there's this and that, and you need to make a quick decision, you need to press tab, you need to open the map. You know, these things an anchor just can't afford to do. Advent just gets overrun with a single lurker. JamYoung is in a position where he really can't get anything done now that that site player is gone as well. No possibility for crossfire. Kaz is completely disabled, not just because Starry killed him right now, but because of smoke earlier on as well. That's just really nice stuff.
Yeah, I think in general, we often see in-game leaders play in the center of the map for that very reason. You know, you feel like you have the best read on what's going on. You can hear everything that's happening in terms of like what utility's been thrown that direction. You don't always need updates from your players. Yeah, when you're on the extremities, very hard to keep track and very hard to get solid reads on what's going on. Or even, just like you said, just small timing things where maybe you're checking the minimap or checking tab where you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. And let's not forget, IGLs here typically are bad at shooting people.
Yeah, that is the stereotype.
Mercury with that flashbang has actually managed to find his way forward in a way that Linvision cannot possibly know. They were completely blind as he made his way through. And with Mosiah providing cover fire for sound as well, I doubt they will have heard him.
Well, that flash didn't quite go to plan. Mercury took contact, I think, earlier than Mosiah was anticipating as well. But that smoke didn't last quite as long as we hoped. Good kill for Nelly over on the B side. This is a half investment with a couple of rifles being a part of the arsenal. Success with it, and I'm surprised Mosiah isn't cancelled. He doesn't through, and one kill there. Second as well, and had to be real sharp if he was going to somehow win that back. Not going to happen, though. Trade was lined up here for Lynn, and 7-0. Rare Adam off to a flounderous start.
At the same time, gotta say, Linvision, man, blazing right now,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is such a stark contrast to what we saw in Anubis. They are fully everywhere.
Earlier, you were like, who on their gun rounds is holding mid on Rare Adam?
Yeah.
And
The
the answer has been nobody, really.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, they've been trying to share the responsibility, and it hasn't been working out. This time you see the setup's different. They are coupled up together to make sure that mid can't be pursued. But Lynn have gone for a bit of A attention early, and they'll probably reset and retake mid late.
I like this play from Zakar. Just puts it away, though. Wants to switch out some utility, Kaz is keeping an eye out on the other side. He's got the frag. Quickly does it, but in the meanwhile, X-Pro and his luck have managed to find another again. JamYoung is being cornered in, and while Kaz's rotation will come through, that's given so much space out to the ramp players to start just leading forward. Molotov to the back of the bomb site. JamYoung forced to smoke himself off. That takes away his own visibility as well. So Kaze fully on his own for this bomb site defense, and it looks like they will just let the bomb be planted eventually. Lots of utilities still present, don't forget, but Mosiah's life is gone in the meanwhile. JamYoung, the smoke's got about 2 more seconds on it before it dissipates, and that's where he needs to strike, but Kaze's already been lost in the meanwhile. Lane is being occupied. X-Pro's not letting up the pressure on JamYoung. He's just not letting him play the game. Advent finally relieves it somewhat, and with a lineup of that Molotov, they might have a chance to get a quick bomb denial out. Of course, with Nelly's smoke available and ready, that might be all they need. But now suddenly afraid of the B bomb site hit that could come through. Rare Adam have fooled themselves into and out of it, but Zach is low. This grenade's enough. The Molotov's down as well. There's no way they get the bomb plant anymore. JamYoung has guaranteed them that round.
Yeah, that one kill onto the planter was all that was needed, and that actually all stemmed off the fact as well that Kaze, when he took that initial fight onto middle, he killed Nelly, he thinned the numbers, he also collided Zacher right behind him. So really important stuff that damage came through at such a pivotal moment, because if not for that, then that nade probably doesn't finish off any of the other players. Surprised as well that they went for such a crucial plant and put the lowest HP player in the smoke for it. But took a risk, took a gamble, and it doesn't pay off. Rare Adam finally with their first round. And some small changes that they made to their setups to sort of deal with the successes that Lynn Vision have had earlier on. You know, all this mid-attention, Kaze stuck around with his AWP instead of quick rotating like he'd done in previous rounds, and just sort of leaving the mid-split up to JamYoung to deal with. He didn't get the most amount of impact with that AWP. All in all, you know, he got 1.5 kills, really. But that added up. I will once again remind you, the last time these two faced off, T-sides were the more prevalent of the two sides.
Okay.
I think it's something that we have to note for most of the maps in the pool as well. You know, the changes to the A1S and more A4s. There are certain things that will see a slight shift, I think, to T-sides in general. But yeah, this particular matchup was more T-sided. We're talking, I think, 9 rounds for Lynn, 10 for Rare Adam when it came to it.
So Rare Adam need 5 rounds here is what you're saying.
Got it.
I would agree with that sentiment, but it would be hard to get there with the state of their economy. Slow creep up through ramp towards the A-bomb site might be the perfect play to make at this stage. And with the Molotov clean up, X-Pro to go forward. Mercury is the only player nearby on the A-bomb site. This round is over before it's even started.
Thought they were going to go back to tried and true mid-control to B. That's why they started stacking over that direction. But yeah, just the complete wrong call, wrong decision. And 1 kill from X-Pro, you are right on the money. They don't want any of that smoke. So they'll huddle themselves off towards that B bomb site. And I'd quite like to see 1 or 2 of the Lynn Vision players try and hunt these players down. It is so important here for Rare Adam. They've got a little bit of cash built up. This just was a case of, I think, good call, maybe a few rounds too late.
Yeah.
You know, right call, wrong time. And right call, right time for Lynn instead. So,
Which has been pretty frequent. Starry's also having a game and a half, isn't he? I mean, not just that 1 quad kill, which was pretty damn insane, but even otherwise, 13 and 4 right now.
I will remind you as well, I think Starry got a lot of attention for his international foray. He
Yes.
against G2.
That is true. That is true.
1v5.
Indeed.
Maybe this is just his map.
Wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Ali is performing the creep over towards that B-bomb site. I'm wondering whether we'll see Advent getting aggressive at any point, anytime soon. B-bomb site, generally, at the very least, you want to be able to threaten it once or twice across a half, just to keep them honest about it. And with how frequently X-Pro has just found a kill on the lurk again and again, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to try and at least isolate out any potential lurking players that might be present.
Yeah, trying to identify how things have been shifting for Lynn Vision's ideas as well will be quite difficult. A couple of scaling flashes there from Isaiah to get information over at A, and 50 seconds will remain. Winners now retaking that A control very late, and Isaiah is actually still good Molotov onto the sandbags, but no one's actually hard clearing for Mercury. First person to face was Expert, but I don't think Westmelon was quite prepared for it, playing anti-flash. So Mercury is just able to dart and dance around here. Starry had no clue that Mercury would reaggress. How dare he? 5-on-2 now, remaining Lynn Vision players trying to scurry off to B, but Bomb can't make it over there, so Zacher is a little bit stuck.
That's a whole lot of everything going wrong at the same time for Lynn Vision. I mean, small mistakes that end up putting them in this circumstance. It looked like they were primed up for the right call. You know, Rare Adam had rotated away most of their players outside of Mercury from that A-bomb site, but the fact that they've got those two players lined up and really not putting out the attention they should have towards the sandbags, because, hey, we've thrown our molly, right? We've done due diligence. This is what the FDX audit must have been like.
Yeah, I think there's certain things you can maybe get away with. I think people do think that that Vertigo as a map, when it comes to like taking A control or taking B control, you know, you throw the same nades pretty frequently. So yeah, I think be easy to be complacent. You know, you throw that Molotov, there's nobody behind it 9 out of 10 times. There is someone there and you don't clear wholeheartedly, it's really punishing, and glad Mercury showed us exactly that.
Up back to early threat invasion. X-Pro seeing if he can find anyone going for early probes, but Rare Adam has generally speaking not been doing that too much on the A-bomb site. Maybe 1 round, 2 rounds where we've seen Mercury go for the quick cross on ramp to get information, but beyond that they've been A-okay with just letting him play to the back of the bomb site. I'll say, peeks in, great shot to find, goes for the re-peek, but that's a quick miss on the quick scope. JamYoung now spotting it out from back connector. He might be caught out, needs to be careful. This has not been a successful position for them too many times over. Flashbang deep to try and peek himself, and X-Pro comes out on top. He's been having a fantastic game, and Westmelon being caught out makes this a bit more difficult for Lynn Vision. It's all down to Starry, who's dodged out the first few bullets. Mosea's caught out on the retreat, and Starry goes ahead and finds a second, unlocks the bomb from himself, but it won't even be needed. X-Pro comes out with the finisher.
Yeah, very scary round there for Lynn, and while they had a lot of faith in a lot of really good rounds from Westmelon on Anubis, they started this game a little slow. Him taking that risk and taking that fight towards Elevator, where he had the bomb as well, if not for the fact that Starry is able to get those 2 kills in middle, then the round was almost certainly lost. Like you said, not to discount what X-Pro did in the meanwhile, but they were so separated that Starry's kills were much more important.
Alan. Potter brought down Mosea's, giving them a shot to at least try and fight for a bit more. Let's not forget, we did outline a win condition for the Rare Adam side. Gotta get yourself at least 5 rounds, if not 6, if that's possible. 6 might be a bit of a stretch at this point. Advent trying to be forward. Flashbang will be going on either side, but will end up falling to Zacher. Cheating. He wasn't blind. That's unfair.
Nice try there from Starry as well, but good attention to detail from JamYoung to just jump spot over instead of taking the fight. Very hard angle to face if you're a C team retaking in. Playing close to the wall to these smokes, and that smoke is going to last a little bit longer. It should be dissipate next couple seconds.
Good Molotov. JamYoung pushes in. He gets one. Starry and Zacher are still trading it out. JamYoung all alone, and he is gone.
Yeah, the problem they had is that too many smokes, too fresh a smoke as well when it came to that retake, and you know, while they're more than satisfied to sort of wait it out, by the time that they even emerge out of those smokes, even if they got the kills, they would have needed to have not let go of W on at least one of their players so they could get on that defuse, because none of them had kits on the Rare Adam side. So time was stacked up against them, and in theory, Lynn could have just delayed, but winning by fighting is much more gratifying, so they do that instead. That hurts.
Yes.
No armor. 86 damage. Come on now. 400 done to Advent's head. So things are going from bad to worse here for Rare Adam, but if we're thinking about the longevity of this series with how quickly Rare Adam dispatched maybe it's all cyclical. It all comes right back around. Expert had his kill stolen as well by Westmelon's nade, which is rude, but they'll win regardless. 11-2. These rounds have just to one and done. These kills don't have no significance. You know, they do matter in terms of the money that Lynn Vision bring into future rounds, but there's only so many rounds left in this half. So
that's like very much pat on the back participation trophy significance. So when you're down to 11, right?
If they suddenly decide to double up on T side, it has an effect.
No, man, Immortals was 2017, right? Like, it's been a while since we've had a team that can variably do that. I still think that one of the big what-ifs for all time would have been if Monazy and Simple were just on the same team. Could we see, like, the crazy mad double-up priority, right?
There's not enough money, I'm sorry.
You would have to have Sanjay with it right there with them.
Yeah. Well, we talked a lot about how when Rare Adam were in the lead on Anubis, what the counter reaction is going to be. We've seen a nice adaptation with a bit more focus on middle for Rare Adam, but it hasn't always resulted in round wins. There's also good shooting from Mercury and Mosea alike on some of these aggressive A plays, and this time Mercury will not be given a straight-up challenge. Linner sat further back, and Mercury finally gets his duel, only for Expro to come out ahead of it, so man advantage found. Starman of Rare Adam dealt with. Kase as well just gets completely railed. 5-on-2, and another round in which Lynn are set to win it.
Cool, so, overpass?
Yeah, it's strange because I think Rare Adam were super dominant on Anubis for most of the game, right?
Yeah.
But it's weird to think that Lynn are making Vertigo look almost easier.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't feel like they've lost one fight, right? Like, literally one fight in mid this entire game. That was when Kaze got the first kill, when he was just sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
And every other time, at worst, they've traded, which is insane to me. Expro has found lurking success in 3 different areas of the map. There are only 3 areas of the map you can lurk in.
Yeah.
Right, like, this is just kind of insane. Starry has had 2 different instances where he has had a multi-kill in a severely disadvantaged situation in middle to save them rounds. Lynn just win.
Yeah, we think about the high impact multi-kill Starry's had, you know, that 3K in the pistol round and that 4 kills where he had 1 HP remaining when he switched to the AWP. You know, some of those rounds have been the closest that Rare Adam have fought for. And, you know, they win those clutches, maybe we're talking a different story. But Lynn have come in with the clutch ability, but they've also just had areas to exploit that have needed plugging up, which I don't think Rare Adam were quite anticipating coming into this map. Last real chance at it now in this half. Can they salvage a third? Make it somewhat respectable.
I doubt it, honestly. But we'll have to wait to see. Who knows? Lightning might strike thrice. Kaze's changed things up a little bit as well. Lane Expro almost gets it done, but re-peeks out over and didn't expect a second from the lower ground. Westmoreland good for the trade.
One-way swing as well from Mosea, but split would be nice to have accomplished. Mosea did Westmoreland regardless, and Nelly while he's had a lot of success in terms of lurking, it's not been too fruitful this time over. Bomb's making its way over towards B, but 2 players sit in close proximity. Smokes his ball down, makes it awkward for Zacher to find these kills, but Starry's presence in middle is certainly huge, and that nade's going to finish off Advent if well placed, but not to be. 30 seconds, and has to get his hands on that bomb. Kaze has it covered. So a 12-3 half. Rare out to make it somewhat respectable, but it's looking like it might be just a battered and bruised. We might have to think about map number 3. We're off to a break before we figure that out.
Sometimes I like the way you try, even though you know you will fail. Sometimes I give you hope before I take it all away from you. Just know I'll never let you wear a shot.
Do you want the honest truth, or do you want me to try and sensationalize this for the viewer at home? Does it
I mean, either way works, because I just realized I was muted for the start of that segment. So, you know, that's how we started it off.
Understood. Yeah, well, listen, I don't think the prospect of Rare Adam coming back into this game is too high, but they did have a good T-side last time they faced off against each other, so if they do find this pistol, you know, very frequently, could find themselves chomping at the heels of Lynn. See if Lynn had 20/20 vision and could see what's coming their way.
Don't be so old school.
I need to
fully
They improve
rotating.
I mean, they need to really improve their vision if they want to see the rest of Adams.
That is true. That is true. Meanwhile, Mosiah needs to keep himself alive. He gets himself the one, but he is the only real stopping force against 3 CDs who are coming his way. He cannot get it done, but will pick up a second for his trouble. Keeps it even. A 3-on-3 where they've now managed to push through to elevators, but Starry's got his crosshair trained on Mercury's head. Just blinks him out right there, and then Starry trying to fade back away as they're trying to find a bit more. Starry's just getting everything. Mate, he's unstoppable on Vertigo.
I think he's surprised even with himself with all the shots he's hitting. As soon as he killed those two, he just let go of his keyboard and mouse. He just said, "Okay, I can't miss right now," because he missed out on a chance. He heard the flash being primed, and so he turned his attention away for just a second while his teammate got into the bomb, and he full 180'd and one tapped both of them. So just the kind of map that Starry's been having. Vertigo is his home turf. I'm convinced.
This is reminding me of what we saw yesterday in like the Mirage pick from Mercury, but somehow better.
Very explosive stuff. Well, now I really think the chances for Adam have
Become a rarity.
Yeah, I mean they've.
They're atomic.
You wouldn't be able to divide them by much.
They are very small.
Yes.
Just in case anyone didn't get the first two, you know.
Yeah, not so eloquently put, but yeah, not very big.
Look, I mean, if you can still maybe pull something together over here with the Galils and get a few rounds from behind that and then losing with grace. But Expo doesn't want to give grace. He just wants to say it for the dearly departed.
Yeah, they're good at winning rounds like this, whether it's on low buys or...
We've seen this one before. Last time was Mercury getting the double from the sandbags when he really shouldn't play it. This time over, it's Westmelon doing it all on his own. Mosiah, the only one left alive, and Westmelon is going to be able to finish things off with the help of his teammates. 14-3, Rare Adam are going nowhere but overpass.
Yeah, difference between that play there from Westmelon and what we saw from Mercury before is that they had utility to clear out Mercury before. They just didn't actually look for it. They didn't actually stare at the right position to punish him. But on a round where you're buying into the second round, you're very infrequently going to have the Molotovs necessary to clear out those positions. And it's just a great heads-up play there from Westmelon to exploit that angle to its fullest. To 3. Have to start setting our attention. Mosiah died, fell off the map, and that should be about the story. It feels like Rare Adam tripped and fell on Vertigo, and it's quite a high building.
Listen,
You don't want to be doing that without a heart.
all I'm going to say is it is very impressive that Lynn Vision clearly didn't know how to play Anubis, and Rare Adam still look worse than Lynn Vision did on Anubis. On a map that they just beat them on like 4 days ago. So, hey, maybe they were saving strats for the conference stage. That would be pretty smart, to be honest.
Would probably have been the team that they anticipate playing, whether it's in the upper or lower bracket.
They're playing both, right?
Well, we're going to need 12 straight before we have any conversations about Rare Adam potentially winning this game. Looking like you want to set our attentions onto Overpass, which I did aptly describe earlier on. Maybe we do just think about that, because the rounds have been very convincing, and they will continue to be so. We got traded 1-for-1 by each other. Molotov did a lot of damage after losing the line, but they've still since found extra kills. 3-on-3 for how this mid-round will play out, and very difficult to read this as a CT. Someone has to get aggressive if you want to have accurate information, and you can just feel very spread thin, you know, very frequently on CT sides, especially in maps like Inferno, Vertigo. Hard to make the right decision. Rare Adam will try and insert themselves inside of that thin defense.
trying to go for something similar to what we saw Lynn Vision execute time and time again, which is mid-presence into a hit, but they've got Extra right in the back. What a timing to get as well. 2 massive frags, and sure, he's lost most of his HP for it, so Kaze is going to have a slightly easier time, but Expro going for the full wraparound. Surely Kaze doesn't expect it. Expro looking to pump his head right up. Kaze saves it, will extend their life by just a smidge.
Oh, I mean, they have no right as well. I mean, great effort there from Kaze to save their skin, but they go for this mid to B play, and they throw this Molotov that just doesn't go deep enough. It starts to spread to X-Pro in the tail end of the Molotov's life, but they also path themselves in a direction where, yeah, you can get fully punished for that. You know, if you're going to throw that set of utility, you want to sort of run around the left side of the generators so that you're not exposed to CT, but you decide to wrap right, and they got punished for it. Kaze would already be looking at
Big one. Last one, trying to circle around. This is where if he can quickly take down Advent, this might just be game over. Has to make sure Zacher can stay alive over in the sandbags. He is really the only defense Zacher has. Open sandbags is never a fun time.
I mean, he got a kill and he got away, so all evidence would support that it's a great place for an orb. Also, silently, Starry did get his way up to 30 kills. Only 7 deaths, by the way.
I disagree with the silent part. He has been very loud.
No, yeah, that is true. But he's just been so good all game that I guess the 30 was more inevitable rather than hunting for it.
Well, missed incendiary won't matter. Nella's right there to cover it off. So Starry, I mean, he's okay. 31 to top it out, 16 for Lynn, and it looks easy for them. Overpass going to be coming up next, but I have to say, man, Rare Adam looked like they were all over the place of ahead. They had zero control over mid every single time. I'm glad I popped in that question early on, to be honest, at who's playing mid, because clearly no one was. And even when they did put a man there, it was just a body. He wasn't really playing mid.
Yeah, and that was the thing. You know, we were sort of coming at it from the angle of, oh, you know, it's been a while.